I just worked on the kid's car. Figured I'll just put this battery back in and borrowed it for the 48 project. And yeah, no compression. I used a compression tester from AutoZone. On a tool. You buy it and return it basically. And it was pretty junky. Wasn't working right. Worked well enough, I guess. Tried it. Said I wasn't getting compression in 3 of the cylinders. About 120 psi in 2 of them, and 60 in another. So 2 and 4 had 120, 3 had 60, 1, 5, and 6, 0. So, when I initially bought the engine, I tore it apart because for the guy I bought it from, the rod bearings, piston rod bearings, he got were the wrong size. Probably need 20s. He put 10s in, and probably need 20s or 30s, right? Had to figure out what the hell he was talking about. Because 10s means the crankshaft was ground down by a machine shop 10,000ths of an inch. And so you need 10,000ths over for the bearings for it to be right. If they don't grind it down, then you just get standard. And so he put 10s in thinking it was ground down at some point in time, because he sure as hell didn't have it done. And well, they were too tight. So if 10,000ths is too tight, 20,000ths is going to be even tighter. 30,000ths is going to be tighter than that, That's what I was trying to figure out what the hell he's talking about. And then I had to make sure that what he didn't do was get 10 unders or something, which is only necessary if you're doing racing applications and you're going to do like a turbo and all this crap. And then you need more gap so the oil can get in there and lubricate and keep it from overheating and all that junk. So, figured out what the hell he was talking about. Turned out he was an idiot. Or he was just pretending to be one. Figured, well, what the hell, I'll just buy it, $200, throw it in there, and get the right bearings, throw it all in there, put it together, and see what happens. So I did that. In the process, I decided to take the cylinder head off, make sure that was kosher. They were trying to say I could have sworn they had that machine taken to a machine shop and it's good to go, right? So I take the head off, and one of the freaking cylinders looked like a grenade went off in it. And the piston that was marred up wasn't in the same cylinder. So I was like, what the hell? So whenever you take and do a rebuild, you should put whatever piston that the cylinder came out of. Piston comes out of number 1 cylinder, then that piston goes back into number 1 cylinder. So obviously they mixed them up. Shit was in backwards and all kinds of crap. So I go through it all. I fix it. I'm looking at the cylinder head. Definitely wasn't machined. Some of the ports were jammed up with gunk. Cleaned it all out. Debated it. Went online just to get opinions. Opinions were, take it to a machine shop or just slap it on. I don't have any money, really. So I just figured if I'll slap it on, see what happens. So at that point, what's going to happen, Nothing or something. Turns out nothing. Gave it a good effort, but Also in the process, the distributor has oil in it, which means that the seal is bad. You have to pull the distributor and replace the seal if you're able to. If not, then you replace the whole damn distributor. So I was like, okay. So it's going to cost more than what I paid for the engine to try and get it running on top of what I've already put into it. So again, I don't have a lot of money. Work for the government. Just trying to pay my bills and entertain myself with a car. And so I'm just going to have to scrap it and move on. So I'm reinstalling the battery here. I got to tighten everything down. I got to tighten this bolt down. And then what I was going to do, I figured is maybe grab my voltmeter and check for a short in the system, because if I leave the battery plugged in and don't run the battery will die. So it means there's a short somewhere and it's draining the battery. Let's see here, what else? I want to tighten it down. Let's see, maybe I got the right socket. $13. Yeah, I don't think 12 will work. Yes, I'm using metric. It's an American car. And stupid Americans got an idea to do metric and standard mixed all over the place. So just do metric. Or just do standard. SAE, whatever. I don't care. Figure it out. I think they just want to fuck with people. Confuse the crap out of you and screw it all up. Alright, so let's see what happens here. Maybe, just maybe we can do this without. Sorry, put the belly to use. Phone. Yeah, trying to think here. Trying to think. Sometimes my thinking don't work. $12.41. Okay. $12.41 still. I don't have the ability to check the amperage all that well. So I was just waiting to see if the voltage goes down to 0.01. Maybe not. No, doesn't look like it. So that's a very, very slow draw. Let's see here. Exciting, huh? Some asshat at Home Depot. Whatever. It works. That's annoying. This dashboard is just like crumbling. It's pretty much gone. Come on, truck. There we go. Alright. Look at that. No lights. The guy, let me shut that off. The guy I bought this truck from, electrician, so he decided to wire it like a house, which is kind of scary. And he threw in a temp gauge because this temp gauge that the car comes equipped with stopped working on him. And that's another thing I'm going to check. I'm going to check right now to see if he used the right thermostat, because these engines have two thermostats. They have one for the computer, and then they have one for you to see on your thing. I'm filming.
You're what?
I'm filming.
Oh.
What's up?
I want to eat soon.
So am I. I didn't eat lunch. What's for dinner? Huh? Well, the one nice thing about this truck is the seal works so well, the door doesn't want to close. It's awesome. One thing works for sure, and that's the seal. Yeah. Here, I'm going to pause it. I forgot. I bought new adjusters for the headlights. So some asshat, if you see, they're pointing to the ground, came along one day or night. I usually used to park this where my car is, and so somebody came up to the car apparently and put something in here and pried down and broke them, the plastic pieces. And I say somebody did that because this shit isn't going to break on its own. It's hard to see in there, but it's in there, and it's broken, and it's ripped apart. So I might have to pull these headlights out and pop those in. When it gets darker, I can adjust them. Yeah, man, I just, if it wasn't for bad luck, I'd have no luck. Again, government worker, people just don't like you, I guess, and mess with your stuff. Good times. But, alright, so let's see. Engine's warmed up. It's running pretty good. Alternator's charging. So that's all good. I was trying to figure out the thermostat. So Chevy, in its brilliance, did a couple thermostats, and one where everybody would look, and one where you wouldn't think to look. And I'm looking on this engine, and it should be right in here somewhere. And it's not there. I think it's a little lower. What the hell is that? Huh. Yeah, so I don't know if they just plugged it off or broke it off, but that would be the one that would go to the dashboard. Which means there should be a wire kind of fucking dangling around here somewhere. Janky. But the other thermostat is right here. Pain in the ass to see. But yeah, that right plug goes to the thermostat. That thermostat is for the computer. Williams truck. You can see there. I was working on. The previous owner had pulled that one out and laid it on top, and then he put one sensor in and ran it to a gauge, temperature gauge, and mounted the gauge over here, so that way you could see what the temperature gauge was here. Temperature was here. And then you would see the temperature inside on the dashboard. I mean, okay, great. And his truck really runs up and down all the time, and I went through that and changed everything. So I changed the sensors, looked at that, I was like, what the hell? I undid that, put that in, and it's still kind of up and down when it's cold. It doesn't run like this at all. This one does run smoother, but once it warms up, it goes away, and he drives just fine. And it's quicker. It's quicker to warm up and smooth out, I guess, as it's warming up. Maybe that's a better way to put it. It smooths out faster than it did before, and he drives a lot better, and he likes it better than before. So, yeah, people do crazy shit, I do crazy shit, but not as bad, in my opinion. So let's see here. Anyways, yeah, so the sensor's busted off there. That sensor is not available in parts stores. They don't have a part number for it. So I imagine it could be the same as any aftermarket sensor. No idea. But I think I have one on the seized up V6 that I was going to use for the 48. I just robbed that part off. The question is, what happened to the wire that ran back to the instrument panel? And I got a big I don't know for that response, because I don't see any wires that are or a connector that's just kind of homeless or without a mate. Sucks. Darn electricians. So, okay, well, if I want to fix that, that's something I'll need to do spend more time researching on this truck, where the hell it went, or I'll just find the wire inside the truck and run a new one. Ground wire. This is a wire the guy ran, or somebody else ran, I think he claimed, for the radio. POS aftermarket radio. I remember. I think I cut it. Got rid of it. That's all part of the system. Yeah, well, crap. Grab a screwdriver and fix the headlights. Maybe that's all I'll wind up doing. Definitely the thermostat's not hooked up. Don't have a wire to it. That sucks. Got a screwdriver. That's a plus. Freaking ridiculous, man. People suck. Let's see here. Well, alright, so I gotta get in here and get these screws out. Then I can pull the headlight out and get that screw out and put the new one in. So I'm gonna pause. So I got the headlight out, obviously. There's a spring. I'll probably lose it. I don't know. And there we go. Wow, look at that. I think I'm gonna need a couple more. But I don't know, man. The likeliness of those just breaking on their own. Yeah, they're old and brittle or whatever, but I'm quite certain somebody grabbed and yanked on these suckers. Alright, well, let me get these. I'll put them in. One headlight will be good. And then I'll have to get to the store and get two more. I thought I only had the top one broken. I screwed up. I need more. For better reference, you can clearly see they're busted. Yeah, and these just these just hook back in. We got one on the top. Always have one on the top. That'll bring it back up, right? So look at this. You got that one there, it'll bring it back up, and you got the one right there that brings it in. Yeah, I'm clearly somebody yanked on these headlights and ripped them out. I mean, what are the odds that both of them just pop and break at the same time? Exact same time. Really? Really? So yeah, go on like that. Didn't lose the spring. So the spring is, once it goes, they pop in, those kind of hold it, and the spring holds it. And that's it, man. Just 3 points of contact. And the spring holds it down and in, and those adjust it up and out. So that you can just keep adjusting until it points where you want it to point. I'm not going to be like most people and point them up high. so I can blind everybody while I'm driving down the street. My truck is set so it kind of is high in the back and anyways and be pointing down, but I'm respectful to everybody else until I'm not. So anyways, all right, so I'm gonna get this one in and then show the adjustment. All right, I figured out, thought about it. I need to show you. So that's in, right? You can't take and just put them in, right? You kind of need to, if you can, come around from the backside and just come out through. That's what I did the top one. It's in. All right. Easy peasy. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that on this one. So I might have to get pretty coordinated here with. Maybe. Hang on a second. Oh. Good times. Let's see here. Try it again. Get it in the hole. Come on, Jeff. There we go. See? Slides right through from the back. Man, see how that lines up with a little notch? Not so much. But yeah. And then that hooks, and that hooks. And then I gotta hook the spring. So, hang in there. Alright, so let's see here. I got that in. I got that in. Now I just gotta put the headlight back in. Readjust it. You can see the springs attached there. It should be. It's kind of in there. All right, let's see. All right, headlights in. Screws all in there. Not fun. Not fun at all. All right, let's turn it on. Should be dark enough. I can at least adjust this headlight. It'll be adjusted. And then that one I'll have to do another time. Because I don't have what I need. That switch worked. See, the headlight's just hitting the ground right there. That one's all the way out there. That's nice. Let's see here. What I'll do is I'll just get in the car and then I will be able to see from a driver's perspective how it looks. Well, there it is. It's not too bad. I'm facing downhill, but I'll bring it up and then we'll see. So it's in between. I don't know, this can really show. There's a couple of lines in the street that I can see with the lights in between them. I'll just bring it up some more. And then ideally would be like level surface wall. And then you can see how high up since I can't. Wow. Interesting. Loose wire. Or I've got a break in the wire somewhere. Okay. I mean, I actually like, it's pointing pretty good, I think, straight in front. And I can see it adjusting. I don't know if you can. Yeah, you should be able to see how that's lighting up that tar mark. I didn't even hit the bottom of his tire, so I can definitely go up higher. All you do is just screw the driver, screw it in, you tighten it, it brings up the light. Pretty far out. See, dirt, far out. So that's not a bad start. I mean, you figure that's hitting the ground 20 feet ahead of me. Yeah. Well, that's just going to have to do for now. I'm sure it's going to point a little higher on level ground. It's in. We're going to order some no cheese, vegan style pizza and call it a night, I guess. Gotta walk the doggies. Gotta walk the doggies. Yeah, I think it can definitely go higher, but like I said, I still got to do that light. I'll do that light and adjust them correctly, or what I think is correct. All right, that's enough no fun for me. Bye.